Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Wednesday morning, the 27th of November. So we've gone back in time because yesterday I thought it was the 28th. All the days feel the same, especially when we're discussing the Delphi case. Things just get more bizarre, don't they? I got an interesting comment yesterday to my last Delphi video. So that's what we're going to talk about. I'm always watching.
It's time for you guys to start being journalists.
Before an angry Andrew Baldwin left the courthouse, 13 News overheard him speaking to Richard Allen's wife, saying, "It ain't over. The world's watching. The world sees what's going on."
So I won't keep you too long with this one. So this is Anthony Greeno. He's got a channel and stuff. This is the comment. All right, I'm going to break it down. So Yellow Jacket's lying about what? I'm not sure. I assume it would be something to do with the content of yesterday's video. This is the tweet that I included in that video from Yellow Jacket. Delphi prosecutor filed fourth motion to subpoena Rick Allen's mental health records on 3/15/24 and it was granted 4/2/24. Well, that happened. On 3/29/24, a YouTuber already knew about specific statements Rick had made in complete medical confidentiality to disgraced psychologist Monica Waller. That happened. On 3/15/24, Dr. Waller highly recommended this YouTuber in a Delphi FB group. That happened. Gosh, I wonder who was texting. I don't know. She's referring to Gray Hughes. So Gray Hughes was on one of his live streams on March 29, 24. He discussed Rick Allen and what Rick Allen had said to the psychologist. Do you want to hear it again? All right. Those are the texting noises. Don't know who was texting. Could have been texting anybody.
Like Richard Allen is at he confessed to different witnesses. One of them was a psychologist.
Right, so we know that happened.
And I don't know.
You do know.
You don't know. You know. So yeah, and the thing is,
my comments are in this as well, so I'm commenting over my own comments. Right, I better just shut up, hadn't I, and let it play.
This is just a rumor.
Oh.
Okay? This is a rumor.
Oh.
You know, might be a decent rumor, but it's a rumor, nevertheless.
Okay.
So what if, Richard Allen at the crime scene, when he told one of his psychologists that maybe he saw something specific. While he was at the crime scene and why he sped things along and ran away.
Sped things
For example,
along.
what if he saw maybe Kay Weber's son driving home in his van and told the psychologist that exact thing, and it's shown that his van did show up exactly at that time. Wouldn't that be interesting?
It would. It would be interesting.
That'd be an interesting thing.
Yeah. It would be an interesting thing. So that came out at the trial. That was the prosecution's gotcha moment. But that gotcha moment, Gray Hughes knew about it in March of 2024. This is that confession that Dr. Monica Waller testified to at the trial. This happened on May 3rd of 2023 when Rick was in psychosis. Allen told Waller about what happened on February 13th, 2017. He said he visited his mother in Mexico, Indiana, declined an invitation to go out with family for lunch, instead drank 3 beers, followed the girls to the bridge. He told her, "I messed with the gun. I guess that's when the bullet fell out. That's when I ordered the girls down the hill." Allen told her he saw a man or heard a van. It was the van. And that's what scared him not to rape them. He then said he forced the girls down the hill, across the creek, slashed their throats, covered their bodies with tree branches and walked back to his car. So we know that that does not make sense based on Libby's phone records, but we've discussed that at length, so I'm not going to talk about that again. All right, back to this comment. Because she's the one who gave me the leaked documents from the defence team. And in those leaked documents were confessions and a transcript format from Rick Allen. So I've no idea what has gone on between Anthony Greeno and Yellowjacket. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. All right. But apparently there are some leaked documents from the defence team that Yellowjacket had, and she gave them to Anthony Greeno. All right. There was confessions and a transcript format from Rick Allen. A confession that he sat down and gave a recorded interview with the police. He described the crime in real detail. And this was prior to March 2024 hearing, because we received these documents back in October 2023. Which told us that Allen said, but then didn't say what Allen said, which was one of the key aspects that only the killer knew. All right, let's break this down. Apparently, there's a transcript in these leaked defence documents where there's a confession that Rick Allen gave to the police that was recorded, and he described the crime in real detail. So when was this recorded interview with the police? So we know about 2 recorded interviews with the police. We know that there was one on October 13th, 2022, and that was with Liggett and Mullin. Said he was innocent, didn't get anywhere with him. And then on October 26, 2022, this was the day that Rick Allen was arrested. That was with Indiana State Police Jerry Holman. And in that interview, he said he was innocent. What other recorded interviews with the police have there been? He described the crime in real detail, and this was prior to March 2024 hearing. Well, it doesn't matter whether it's prior to March 2024 hearing, so presumably that's the tie-in with what Gray Hughes knew, and before Nick McClelland got the medical records. But why was this recorded interview with the police where Rick Allen confessed in real detail to what he supposedly did to Abby and Libby, that included details that only the killer would know? How come that was not played at the trial or even mentioned at the trial? If there was a recorded interview with the police in which he confessed real details that only the killer would know, I know that Nick McClelland thinks that Brad Webber coming home, well, we don't know when Brad Webber came home actually, because what he said at the trial under oath, he didn't say in February of 2017. But social media have known about Brad Webber and his van since very early on in the case. So a van coming home is not something only the killer would know. Now, what else was there that only the killer would know? Because that did not come out at trial. So how come Anthony Greeno knows real details that only the killer would know from the transcript of recorded police interview, which wasn't played at the trial? That makes zero sense. So, where's the leaked defence document? What date was this supposed confession? When was this recorded interview done? And why was it not played at the trial? So I went back to the confessions just to prove to myself that this wasn't mentioned at trial, because the majority of people, like me, are relying on people telling us what was said at the trial. Because, it wasn't televised or anything like that, was it? No. So where's this recorded interview with the police? When was that, and where was that talked about at the trial? because, you know, these supposed confessions, well, weren't very clear, were they? I killed those girls, so I have to kill myself. I killed Abby and Libby, my wife wasn't involved. I want to confess. Killed 2 girls from Delphi with a box cutter. He stole it and left it in the CVS trash. Talked about wanting to rape Abby and Libby, but got scared, panicked and killed them instead. Can I confess to the warden and Dr. Waller? I killed Abby and Libby. I want to confess. So here's 5/3/23. 13th went to Mum's, not lunch. Okay, that's the confession that we know about. I think I've lost my mind. I think I need you to know that I did it. I have to let you know that I did it. I killed Abby and Libby. It's okay, honey, I did it. I did it, baby. I didn't do anything I said I did, but I did kill Abby and Libby. Wants closure, wants to apologise to families. Okay, so where's this recorded interview with the police? When was it? October. Continued to proclaim his innocence, because he's out of psychosis now. So we received these documents back in October 2023, which told us that Alan said ... which was one of the key aspects that only the killer knew. But since you're not interested in finding the truth and you just want a free trial killer, you'll just skip over this message. Well, I read all my messages. You won't talk about this. Here we are. So there's that. Even though I have Richard Allen on his jail inmate visitation list saying he wasn't set up and he wasn't threatened, defence journeys, I assume that means attorneys, defence attorneys coerced him to guilty. So the defence attorneys coerced him to guilty by asking his family to cut ties, giving him a glimpse of what life would be like without them. What? Even though I have Richard Allen on his jail inmate visitation list saying he wasn't set up and he wasn't threatened, defence attorneys coerced him to guilty, asking his family to cut ties, giving him a glimpse of what life would be like without them. All right, look, prove it. Where are these leaked defence records? Send them to me. Let's see what Rick Allen said in this recorded police interview. Send them to me. All right, I'm done.